Hello, you guys. Hello. It's me. I am on here, and apparently I scheduled this for 11 p.m., but it's 11 a.m. So I don't know what that means, if anybody's going to pop on here, but I wanted to share this with you, my crew, because I received this is inspirational, I think. I think it's inspirational. I received an email a couple months ago from a lady who had visited my studio. And she obviously walked to the very back of my studio because she saw a painting that I had on display, kind of. It was covered by a whole bunch of stuff because I really didn't think it was all that great. I kind of liked the idea of the painting, but I didn't think it was great. And she was like, I love it so much, but I need it much bigger. And can you do that? And I said, yeah, I guess I could, because it's the simplest thing in the world. So I'm going to kind of share this process with you. I'm going to show you the painting that I did. And let me see if this went live in the group. Probably not. Yeah, it did. All right, it did. Okay, so I'm going to show you the painting. And let me get this going just in case anybody does pop on. So obviously I did not schedule this until 5 minutes ago. So if somebody pops on, they should pop on. If not, not. But I'm just going to keep on going. So this is the painting. And we actually did this in the group long time ago, probably 2 years ago. And it was these flowers were made with the little rubber blender brushes. And so it was just like a really easy, fast, contemporary painting of flowers, right? But I just like, yeah, it's kind of cute. I like it. I don't know. But she loved it. She was just like, oh my gosh, I love it. And I get it. Some people like it's modern, right? But she wanted it on a 30 by 40 canvas, right? So I have to take this and make it into something comparable on this huge canvas. So I'm going to share that process with you. But I just think that this is inspiring because out of nowhere, somebody came and they saw this piece of art, which, was never my favorite, never something I like put on sale on any website or any wall or whatever. It's just in my studio. And she's like, that's perfect. And so I think like for us to remember that, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, or you never know when or what or how somebody's going to be inspired. You just never know. Hi, Karen. But this is it, right? So this is what I'm doing large scale today. So I'm going to kind of walk you through my process. I have some very large tools. So this is a large paintbrush, right? Because this is blended. You can see the blending. So I got to do a little bit of blending here. And then I've got these, and I don't know if this is going to work. I use the rubber blending brushes to do those. So I'm going to try to use those because it's just kind of like a quick like that, and the paint's thick. I also have this like little squeegee tool. But I mean, I'm just going to try to make it look comparable or even better than maybe even better. Who knows? Where's my other one? I had 3 squeegees. Then I have a big tray of paint. Oh yeah. A big tray of paint, and I'm starting with white, and that is on there just like that. So this is going to be my big tray of paint. So I'll add paint to this as I go. But I'm going to start with this big brush, and I'm going to try to cover this whole canvas. Okay. I have wet the canvas and I've moistened the brush, and I'm probably going to have to continue doing that because, as you guys know, acrylics dry fast, and sometimes it's hard to get, the blending you want when something's drying so fast. So I'm just going to try to cover this whole canvas really fast with white, so that way I can start my blending right away. We're going to do the blending of the blues first. And I want it to stay wet so the blending, works, right? So that's why I've sprayed the canvas, I sprayed the paint, I sprayed my brush. It's still going to dry, but luckily it's a wet day. So that's probably going to help me like keep it nice and wet. And I'm going to get the sides too because I want everything painted. And I have to look at, like, I have to be really cognizant of the composition too, because I'm going from such a small painting to a large painting. I really have to take my time and figure out where everything's going to go and the size of it. Like those flowers are going to have to be much bigger, right? All this paint on here. I always like to put a base coat on just to cover up the dryness and the grittiness of the canvas. They're very dry. Okay, and I think I gave myself exactly enough white paint. I'll do the bottom later. All right, so there's the white. Let's keep that. Hopefully that'll stay wet. I'm going to grab 2 colors of blue. I've got this pale blue. Okay, pale blue and then a little darker blue so I can get some. They have a pool in their backyard and then they thought that that would be really cool to have these blues. And so I'm just going to kind of put these on my brush and work up from the top. Let me look at this. Yeah, there's white on my brush, so I'll start about right here, right? Because this is going to be gray and white at the bottom. So I'll start down here, put it down a little bit. Hi, Veronica. How are you? All right, just sharing. This is a commission project that I received, and it was based on that painting I just popped up there. The lady liked it so much, but she wanted it very big. Okay, so this is what my brush looks like right now. There's a lot of white on it, and I might have to add in more white. I'm going to get white paint all over me. Think about right here. Look at how beautiful that is. That blending, it's just so easy, right? All right, more paint. Get the sides so the sides match the whole painting, just in case they don't want to frame it, right? If they wanted to frame it, no big deal, but maybe they don't. I don't know. Okay, I want it to get kind of darker as I go up here. Isn't this brush fantastic, you guys? Really takes a lot of the work out of it. But I'm going to go over this because I don't like the way the dark stripes are coming off, and that's just the way I have the paint set up on my canvas. So I'll have to switch that around a little bit, which is not a problem. So let's blend it in now. Blend that darkness in. There we go. And now get it kind of darker up here. Isn't that pretty? Ah, that kind of worked pretty well, I'd say. I need to blend it a little bit more. There's some brush marks in the middle of the canvas. And a brush hair, get that off. Let's get this going up here. Cover it. It's nice and cold here in Texas today, and I'm not complaining because I love cold weather. My studio's warm enough. Got a heater on in here. Like, I love cold weather, you guys. Not too cold. I like it this cold. Okay, and I think I'm going to get a little bit more dark blue up here, so it's light down here. But yeah, I'm going to do that, and then I'll go down to the white and add more white. So let me get more blue on my brush. It's windy out there. Hi, Michelle. I know this brush is, I got this online. It's Liquitex Freestyle. And yeah, they don't have this in the stores, like in Michael's and Hobby Lobby. I got it online after I saw this woman do a tutorial that I wanted to do, which I probably will do with it. She was painting like this, like painting beautiful leaves, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need that brush. But I have yet to use it that way. I've had it for about 4 months. This is the first time I've used it. More blue. More dark up here, guys. Okay. Now I'm going to wipe some of this off, and I'm going to go right into the white. Let's wipe it off on the fabric and get a little bit more white down here. Get this lighter. Maybe just add a little bit more white to the canvas. Where's my white? Where'd my white go? Here it is. I really want it light. There we go. There. Okay, I like that. Okay, I like that. Blend this in a little bit. Sometimes to blend it in, you gotta go like this too to get that blend that you want. Okay, lovely. That's lovely. Okay, this painting has lots of splatter on it too, and I'm gonna do most of the splatter before the brushes. I'm gonna put this brush in water. And then I've got another brush to do some white and gray. Let me get it. I forgot to pull it out. Okay. This is my paddle brush. Love it. And so it's just smaller. I'm just doing a smaller area. So now I'm going to blend some white and gray. I've already got plenty of white on the canvas. And I'm going to just get white on my brush and put more white down here. In fact, I'll flip the canvas over so I can work it better. And yes, I like to work on the floor. All right, this got a fingerprint on it. That's okay. Okay. All right. So white on my brush. More white on the canvas. Okay. Now I'm just going to tap, tap, tap the gray, the black, and make a gray. Just tap it on my brush. Let's get the bottom. Let me see. I'm painting. Okay, I'm going to tap, tap, tap some white and a little bit more black. Yeah, I'm going to bring that up a little bit, I think. You need to bring it up to here just to give it more. All right, and then now I'm just going to get some black in there. But it's going to be this is fun. Oh, that's not. Okay, so I like that. Gonna get a little bit more black in. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Crystal. Oh, this brush is amazing, Sue. Thanks, guys, for coming on. This is super fun because it's a challenge. So if you're just coming on, what I'm doing is I'm recreating this painting. I got a commission because, and I was trying to kind of give you guys some inspiration because this painting has been sitting in my studio at Last Art for years in the back. And I've never really been wild about it. I did it in the group as a tutorial and I'm like, oh, it's cute. And there was a few others in the similar style that I liked and I sold. This one I did not. And so out of the blue, this lady messages me and she says, there's a painting in your booth. I love it. It's just not the right size for me. And can you do it bigger? And she showed it. She took a picture and showed it to me. And I was like, dang, yeah, I can do that. And I'm charging her, this is a 30 by 40, and I'm charging her $900 to do this simple painting. It's very simple, you guys. But you know, it's a big painting and you charge by the square inch, right? And so I told her that. I said, well, if this painting is $55 and that would be $900 based on the pricing, you know. So I just wanted to come on here and share this with you because I think it's inspirational, like that these things can happen, you know. All right, okay. So my next step is to do, I guess I don't even remember how I did this, is to start on the vase. Okay, so how I did this vase was I tapped a straight edge into paint and went like this because I want it to be raw and really like stiff looking. And that's how I did those stems too. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to use a bigger straight edge. So I'm going to start with maybe this, and that might be too thin. And if it is too thin, I'll use this. Okay. So I have to get some black and some white on my palette in a long skinny line, basically. And this is the part that kind of freaks me out a little bit, but we'll see. You know, it's just paint. I can paint over it. Because I want it to be kind of straight, and it's going to be, I guess the base is going to be about the size of this. So why don't I just do that? Why don't I just make that easy for myself? Kara, come on. See, this is my process. I'm thinking through this, right? So why don't I just mark that off by scraping paint off? This is a great size, I think, for this vase. Don't you think? maybe it needs to be a little bit bigger. Let me see. Where'd the painting go? Oh, I'm going, where'd the painting go? It's right here. No, I think that's a great size. Don't you think, guys? I think it is. Okay. All right, so I'm going to hold it there. I'm going to make sure it's nice and straight by looking at the side. It's not straight like that. It's straight like that. Now I'm just going to scrape. This is the process, okay? All right, I don't know what I'm doing. We're just faking it our way through it. All I know is I wanted this to be very straight, and I did not trust, that's so good. I did not trust my blind eye to do it on such a big piece. It's the bigger you go, the harder it gets, right? That sounds disgusting. Okay, so this is what I do. Woo, I like it, I like it, I like it. So see, I'm just dabbing that in. I made these lines on my palette. I'm just dabbing that in there. And then eventually I'm going to move some of the paint. Cool. Cool. I like it. I like the organic feel of that. How that works is super fun. Okay, but I do want to scrape some, and so I'm going to take that small blender brush that I have. It's a small rubber blender, and maybe add a little paint to it and kind of just move some paint. And then just lightly, let me get some of that off so there's not a lot on. I'm going to add some white. No, I'm going to add some more black down here. Are you guys all enjoying your Saturday? Or no, what is today? Sunday? I am. Even where I scraped the paint off the canvas, it looks cool. There's like a little white line in there. So I want to add some white to this line just to add some depth and interest to it. Not that it needs anything. This is obviously not realism or anything like that. So I'm just going to add some white in there, here and there. Okay, then it's time to give that a minute to dry because it needs to dry before I add the stems on. And the stems I did the exact same way. I took a green and then I used that straight edge. So the stems are going to come all the way down to the bottom here and go up, 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 those stems are going to go first before I do the flowers. So give that a minute to dry. It's a little wet. Then I'll go get my green out. How's everybody doing? Good? Oh, you're driving to Waco to get some work done? I love this weather. I don't know about you guys, but I am seriously in love with it. So I'm going to get 2 greens. Yeah, get those on my canvas. Dry, 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 dry. I don't feel like pulling out the hair dryer. I guess I should. Oop. Got a little thing for a canvas. This is clogged. So I'm just drawing that green in the straight line. Both of these 2 greens. And then I'll stick some other colors in there in a bit. She loved the exact colors of this and everything. So I was like, she couldn't have made it any easier for me. All right, I'm gonna have to get the blow dryer out to dry that glob up there. Hopefully I don't blow a fuse. I've got a heater plugged in, a lamp, and a blow dryer, and a speaker. That's a lot. We'll see. It's a little warm too. Let's see, what can I unplug? I can unplug the speaker. Bummer for me. Okay. All right. Let's get this dry. Let's see, who said that? Missed the first of this. Oh, Peggy. So this is a commission. Somebody came into my studio and I got an email from her and she's like, I love this and I need it really big. And so this has been sitting in my studio for years. I'm just trying to give you guys a little motivation. You never know when these things might happen. And I said, of course I can paint you that for $900. So that's what I'm doing. And I mean, you guys are seeing here so far, it's not really taking that long. So sometimes, you know, we talked in happy hour about the value of things. And sometimes you have to just value your art and stick by it and know, like, somebody wants it. So value it and put it up there. Somebody's not going to ask for a commission that's that big without being able to afford it, you know? All right, so I'm getting green all over this straight edge, making sure I don't have too much because I don't want it to be too gloppy. I have a feeling I'm going to want it to, and I'm just going to go up and out for the low one, I'll go. And I'm going to go right over the black and hope it's not going to smear on me. And I'm going to have to do this a couple times because it's too thin. Right? You know, like the line is too thin. And I'll get this smaller one too to give me that curve. Actually, this one's working better, so I'm going to use that. It's a little thicker. All right, so I'll get a thicker line, but I still get that straight, organic look, like but it's not like I drew it that way, right, with my paintbrush. It's cool. Just get a little bit more depth. So I'm adding, I know you guys can't see this, but I'm adding the lighter color. So there's 2 colors of green in there. And eventually I will add a little bit of black in there. Okay, so now composition wise, I need this one to come way up here. So this is going, I'm trying to like almost directly copy this painting. Oh my gosh, this is so fun though. I hope the lady likes it. Cool. All right. And then there was one kind of straight up through the middle. Get the other color green on there. And then this one went this way. I would say if she liked the one, she's gonna like this one, because this one, I'm making it so close to what. Let's curve that one a little bit more. So close to what she saw already. And this one goes. Down like that. Woo! Okay. Those are the stems. Like that's it. That's the stems. How fun is that, right? Super easy. Okay. Now, because I want the splats to be under the flowers, the black splats, and then there's going to be some white splats too, to be under the flowers, I'm going to lay this painting down and I'm going to start splatting it. She liked the black speckles. She said that I even like the black speckles. I need the black speckles. I'm like, okay, well, then I'm going to have to water down some paint and we're going to have to splat some black. So here we go. We're going to lie this sucker down. One of my favorite things to do, you guys know, right? Is make speckles. But they were not drips. They're dots, speckles. So, we don't want them to drip. Lie this down. And I'm going to get a cup of some water and that black paint. Where's my black paint? Here it is. And something to make splats with, a brush. Maybe this will work. Water. Okay, and I always test it over like on my canvas or something. All That looks good. Okay, where's the painting? There it is. All right, so are you there? Can you see? Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. Do you guys remember that? Oh, perfect. Okay, that is good. I like that. I think maybe some right here. Now I'm going to have to dry this again with a hairdryer, but I'm going to do some white now. So same thing with white. Okay. Get a white cup and some white water. She's going to be so excited that it's going to be done because she wanted it by Thanksgiving. She's having people over for Thanksgiving. So that's exciting. White paint and water. Water. Too much water. Still too much water. There weren't white splats on this one, but I want them on here. I think it'll just add more interest. Even down here will be really pretty. Okay, that's it. Boom. All right, let's dry this sucker. This is exciting! Now we get to go to the flowers, which I'm most nervous about. You guys, did I or did I not just have the blow dryer in my hand? Oh, here it is. I want to dry it because I want to paint the flowers right side up. Can't afford any of these flats to drip. I don't want them to drip. They're a little bit wet, so it's taking a minute. And I just got green paint on my cord, so I gotta be careful not to get that on the painting. They're not so dry that that'll make it. I'm worried about getting green paint on the painting. Let me dry it more while it's up this way, just to make sure that it doesn't drip or smear when I paint it out. to take me a minute to get the paint ready anyways. So let me get a new piece of, I'll put this in. I'm going to wipe these off real good. These I'll be using to make the flowers with. Any of those colors on there. And I'll get another piece of parchment paper, throw this out. That's what I'm using for my palette, because I needed a big palette because I need a lot of paint for these flowers and for, you know, to paint the background. So I have red. So these flowers are red, orange, and yellow. And I think I gotta find myself an orange or else I'm gonna have to mix it. But I think I'm gonna use the darker red that I have, which is thick, which that's what we want. We want a thick bodied paint, right? Put this up here so you guys can see. I'll show you my palette once I have it, because it's gonna have a lot of paint on it. This is a part that makes me nervous because it's not like I paint flowers like this all the time. I got a yellow, make an orange from that, I suppose. But let's see, the bottom is red, and then I went orange and yellow. Okay, so we just got to do the red first. So let me get a lot of paint on here. I'm just talking to myself. I'm talking to you guys. But David hears me talk like this all the time. All right, so these have to be much bigger. On this canvas, they're about an inch and a half. So I feel like on this canvas, they need to be at least 5 inches, right? And so that's why I was just like, okay, this is, I think, the perfect size. So I'm just gonna, and then I have the smaller one too. All right, so I'm just gonna get this because it's about having a lot of paint on this thing to do these flowers. All right, here we go. Ready? I'm going to probably use that whole tube of red paint to do these flowers. That's cool. Don't overwork it, Kara. Don't overwork it. There. Okay, there's one. Yep, I'm going to use that whole tube of paint, you guys. That, I used almost everything that was on the canvas. I mean, on my thing. That's why you got to charge the big bucks, because you're using a lot of paint for big canvases. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Ah! So I love that one. Mix it up with the shape just a little bit because they're all in different directions, right? So fun. All right. So here's the thing, right? So that's the red. I can't go further because this is gonna have to dry for a couple hours. I'm not gonna dry it with the hair dryer. It's gonna take forever. But oh no, I need to get this one on there. But I can't go further with the red because I don't want the orange to blend, right, with the red. I don't. I want it to be on top of it, and then I want the yellow to be on top of that. So let me get this little one on here. And I'm just going to do a smaller squeegee to do it. Be a little tiny bud. Cool. And then maybe, I can fix up, like I kind of wanted these to be wider right here, but maybe I should just leave it. I should. This is what I always do, guys. I always I'll kind of want to go in and fix things, and I'll overwork it. So leave it. Leave it, right? So I didn't need to do that, but I will cover that up with the orange, and like that spot right there that I don't like, that's going to be covered up with the orange, so no big deal. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this impromptu surprise little session. And I think the composition is looking pretty good. I'm going to add some scraping down here with some white on there to add it more interesting. Thank you. Thank you for liking the technique that I'm using. I like that. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, okay? Thanks for coming on. And yeah, if you didn't get a chance to see the happy hour that I did on Friday, go ahead and watch that. I had talked about, I just talked about happiness, but then I was just being a little real on value, my value, your value. That's all. Love y'all. Thanks for coming. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you.